Are you serious right now? Oh my God. If something didn't go wrong, it wouldn't be an adventure. Holy crap. Crossed the border, and my phone decided not to work. I have T-Mobile. They're supposed to have like the largest network. I pay a lot of money so that I could have this phone and have unlimited service, data, yada, yada, yada. I also pay for Mexico and Canada. For the last 2 years, I can't get my phone to work at all. It'll work, and then it won't work. So I just got off the phone with the guy at T-Mobile. Come to find out, it's not T-Mobile. It's iPhone. iPhone has something in the settings that will only allow you to use one network. I pay for all of them. 5G, 4G, 3G, LTE. I pay for them all. I'd like to use them all. That's the point of having the unlimited service and using all the networks. Why in the world would iPhone put a setting in there that only allows you to use one? And it wasn't even the 5G network, it was the LTE network. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why would I go and spend $1,500 on a phone, $200 a month for service, and want to use the LTE? Apple, you guys, you're slipping. What is going on here? Well, fam, I made it to Joshua Tree. I'm here at my friend's house. We're gonna go in, and I think there's gonna be a surprise later. I'm not sure. It wasn't more than 3 minutes before we piled into my buddy's van, picked up a couple other friends, and hit the highway for Lancaster. Before leaving the pavement for the dirt road, my friend offered me a hit of acid. It's been quite a few years since I've taken any kind of psychedelics. And let me tell you, it kind of hit me hard. The visuals were making it very difficult for me to walk around on this uneven soil. Not to mention, it's a lot darker than it appears through the viewfinder. I literally had to use the viewfinder on my camera to see where I was going. Needless to say, this put me in sort of an uneasy mood. Later on in the evening, a couple of guys rolled in a 35-foot RV and damn near backed over us trying to find a parking spot out here. And I think that's what did it. I think that's what set me off. I ended up screaming and yelling mad stuff into the air, and my friends ended up having to sort of tackle me and put me in the van until I calmed down. Thank God my friends were there. They understood what was happening. Everybody here at Moon Tribe understood what was happening. Nobody was upset except for me. Here you can begin to see the descent into madness, as just operating my phone became very confusing for me. Later, I made the mistake of wandering around by myself. Thank God I found my way back to our campsite, or this night could have ended way worse than it did. I'm cinematic videoing of myself. Here I'm using my phone to make sure that the ground isn't actually moving underneath my feet. And that is actually a friend of mine and not some strange monster coming in from the darkness.
Honestly, I have so much shit on me, dude.
Hell yeah.
I don't even know what pocket I'm using right now.
With multiple layers of clothes on to try and keep warm, I forgot I was wearing 3 pairs of pants, 2 jackets, and 4 shirts. Trying to find something as simple as my lighter became the biggest problem of my entire night. I kept losing my lighter, my tobacco pipe, and my tobacco.
Oh, fuck, I don't know how this recording shit works, man. Am I supposed to be on the other side of this thing?
Madness has completely set in, and of course, I decided to go wander around. Oh, some people's children. Again, I'm walking around looking through my viewfinder because for some reason it was the only way I could get any kind of clarity, as when I tried to just look without the camera, everything was too fuzzy and too dark. To be perfectly honest, I feel like I'm in a Puller Fest. not unlike Oktoberfest in Washington.
Thoughts like cold molasses are becoming very difficult for me to articulate. I'm starting to get confused here.
Well,
There are times I forget where I'm at.
there's no mountains. Can't be Leavenworth. There's no fucking mountains anywhere.
Here, I'm trying to reassure myself everything
The
is
ground's
okay.
pretty firm beneath me. Always look better in the viewfinder.
Here, I'm trying really hard to look through my viewfinder and find our camp again. I only walked down to the main stage, around the campfire, and back up, but somehow I got lost. And this is the moment I think I've taken more acid than I actually have. Now remember, I only took one hit of acid, and I think I maybe even took 1 or 2 tokes off of a joint. This is happening because I was not prepared. I didn't have the right set and setting. I was exhausted from the drive. I still felt the trauma from the fire. Not to mention, I've been struggling the last few years. It's not the best state of mind to be taking psychedelics, and I'm paying for it now. At this point in the night, I've convinced myself I was hired to film this event, even though I have no idea where I'm at or what the hell I'm doing. And here I go again on a mental loop of trying to find my tobacco, then trying to find my lighter, then trying to find my tobacco pipe, but never finding all three at once. This odd looping feeling in my brain is what really set me off. All of a sudden I was in a bad mood and it felt as if the world was against me.
They're gonna get like 16 hours of my face.
Needless to say, fam, the rest of the night I spent locked in the back of the minivan. I was too upset and too paranoid to be walking around in public. The only safe place I felt was in my buddy's van. My friends kept coming to check up on me. I had moments where I would yell at them, and then I'd have moments where I'd hug and start crying. I was a complete and total mess, and if it was not for the fact that my friends were there to look over and watch over me, I probably would have been in a far worse situation. This goes to show 2 things. 1, I'm not the party kid I used to be. And 2, when taking psychedelics, you can't just be willy-nilly. You really need to be in the right state of mind for it, and I forgot that. I had a long drive. I had already been through some pretty heavy emotional stuff, and psychedelics tend to bring that out. Now, I'm not going to say I had a bad trip. It was a hard trip, but not a bad one. I did work through a lot of emotional trauma, stuff that I've been dealing with for many, many years. One of them was known as the Capitol Hill Massacre. I used to throw parties and raves just like the one you were watching in this video in Washington State with my friends up there. And I would do security and work the door for them. One night I met a young man who was very much out of place for Seattle. And I sort of just kind of liked him, talking to him. My friend Jeremy, who was throwing the party, would often bring people back to his house and allow them to sober up, especially if they had nowhere to go or they had a long drive ahead of them. He never wanted anyone to be in a situation where they would, hurt themselves. So he would always invite them back to his house. I've vouched for this guy. I told Jeremy he was a nice kid. He just needed to meet some people in Seattle. That guy shot up my friend. He killed Jeremy. He had been planning it for a long time. For whatever reason, he picked our little group as the problem. He felt that the acronym PLUR, which stands for peace, love, unity, and respect, was satanistic, I guess. And he felt the need to end their lives as well as his own. And for a long time, I really blamed myself for that. And I think that for the first time in a long time, because I had such a difficult trip and because psychedelics work so well in helping people deal with trauma, I can actually talk about it. I've had a lot of other stuff happen. I had a guy attack me for no reason, and I had to get facial reconstruction. Just recently had everything burn up in a fire in Mexico. I had issues with my father, and I never got to say goodbye when he died. And the psychedelics actually helped me kind of resolve all of that. I wouldn't voluntarily do that again, but I'm glad I did it. And I'm really, really glad my friends were there to take care of me. And I'm hoping that I can move on. It does feel a lot better, though. I have a lot off my chest. And I figured I better share that with you guys because I've been sharing every day so far with you. And it would just be wrong to leave that one out. So if you guys are curious about psychedelics or anything like that, and you don't have anybody to talk to, you can definitely shoot me a message or a DM or something here, and I can point you into some good resources. Like I said, I used to throw raves. We used to have clubs and parties all the time. We ran festivals. We also ran a little group called Dance Safe. And that's just so that people can be safe when taking these recreational drugs in the right setting. I'm lucky I'm an old head and I could have handled it. I handled it as well as I did, which was not at all. But luckily my friends are all heads and they handled me well. Should that have been a different situation with some people who weren't as experienced with psychedelics and didn't understand the fragility of my mental state at the time, it could have ended way worse. So I want to thank my friends for that. You know who you are. And I love you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Fueled with ADHD and caffeine since 1976.